I got a new art journal. It's called 365 Days of Art in Nature by Lorna Scobie. Let me share with you the pages I completed today. There are 4 types of activities to complete in this book. There are pink ones, which are to feel relaxed, blue ones, which are to use your imagination, green ones to go out and about, and orange/kind of yellow ones that are tutorials. My favorite were the pink ones to feel relaxed, which is what page number 1 is. It says, fill the page with doodles of leaves. You may feel like adding color afterwards. I totally felt like adding color afterwards. The moment I chose this page, I had no idea what leaves actually look like, so I went ahead and just Googled pictures of leaves, and then I sketched them out in pencil. After that, I used my Staedtler pigment liners to outline them, and then I used my Tombow dual brush pens to color each leaf in. I have quite a few Tombows, so I went ahead and chose all of my green colors, but I had drawn a lot of leaves, so I did have to repeat one color, which was totally fine. I think it looked great in the end. Something that really stood out to me about this book and I was really excited about was that the paper is kind of thick, so my Tombows and my pigment liners didn't actually bleed through to the other side. That was awesome. The next page I chose was number 3, and I chose it because it was pink and I thought, okay, let's keep feeling relaxed. I'm liking this, but I should have known better. I don't like butterflies. The page says, create a page of beautiful overlapping butterflies. You could add patterns and details, bodies and antenna. A group of butterflies is called a kaleidoscope. So like I said, fun fact about me, I don't like butterflies or anything with wings. Moths, bees, ladybugs, mosquitoes, anything that flies is a big no-no for me. And I guess that kind of seeped into this page, believe it or not. Anyway, back to the page itself. It reminded me of the reverse coloring book because it already had silhouettes of butterflies in kind of a watercolor effect. And because of that, I knew that I would want to use my thin pigment liner and my metallic markers. I was going to outline my designs with pencil and then go in with my pigment liner, but after doing my first one, I thought this is going to be way too much. So I kind of just went with the flow and started right off the bat with the pigment liner. One thing that did bother me was how the butterflies overlap. I know that that's the whole point of this page, but I didn't like it. I felt like I didn't have enough room for creativity, but I still went with it. I figured it's kind of more of like an exercise. Usually when I'm not happy with something creatively or artistically, I just keep going, and that's what I did. I have to admit though, it wasn't relaxing for me. I do not agree that this is a pink one. I think it's more of a blue activity where you really have to use your imagination and get creative, which is great, but I was looking for something that was more thoughtless and mindless. I did feel a little overstimulated, and I think it's because the butterflies were overlapping. That really bothered me for some reason. But after I finished it and looked back at what I had completed, I was actually really pleased with myself. So I think overall, this exercise was a win. Now the next page, number 10, was real nice. It had all these little fishies and it just said, add color to the fish. I used my Prismacolor pencils, and then I went in with my colorless blender afterwards and got a real nice finish. This page actually took me hours, but it was really nice. They were hours I spent super relaxed and chill. I put no pressure on myself. I just randomly picked Prismacolored pencils and went with the flow. I enjoyed getting lost in my coloring, letting time flow past me like nothing. I had actually originally planned not to use my colorless blender because I really wanted to see the texture of the pencil, but because I was having so much fun, I actually just went over it with my colorless blender after all, and I'm really glad that I did because I like the smooth finish so much better. What do you guys think? Which fishy is your favorite? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you're having fun, please consider thumbs upping this video. But if you're not having fun, that's totally fine. You can thumbs it down. Just let me know in the comments how I could do better. I love sharing my art journals with you guys, but if you want something else, let me know in the comments below. I'm always willing to try out new things. next prompt, page 17, said, explore using different materials to create your art. Use a different material to color each pear. Perhaps try cut paper collage and paints. For my first pear, I actually used watercolor. I put down a wash of water first, and then I dropped in different colors. The paper is thicker than my other art journals like Wreck This Journal and Create This Book, but it's still not watercolor, so it did warp the paper a little bit. For my second pear, I took my metallic markers, which I really like, and used green and rose gold. I actually kind of think it came out looking like an avocado. For my third pear, I just used a regular ballpoint pen and did some scribbles. I had a lot of fun with this one, and I thought it was really cute. I even scribbled over the stem. For my fourth pear, I used my Prismacolor pencils, which can always take a long time, but because it was just a pear, I thought it would still be fun. I love how Prismacolor layers on top of itself. When I'm coloring on a paper that doesn't have too much tooth, I do go very lightly, and so I hold the pencil from the top of it so that I won't put too much pressure on the pencil itself. For my fifth pear, I used my Tombow dual brush pens. They're a much faster medium than colored pencils. I just used two colors, but I was a little worried how the paper would react. Sometimes water-based markers can pill paper, but I went over it a few times and it did just fine. I should have known since I had already done the leaves. And for my sixth pear, I used my Posca markers. Those always pill paper, any kind of paper. But I really wanted to push the paper in this book. And sure enough, it did pill the paper, but not a lot, just a tiny bit. This page was so much fun to complete. For the next page, as soon as I saw it, I knew I needed to do it. It says, design some mushrooms. I love mushrooms so much. I like to eat them, I like to draw them. It's so much fun. I considered drawing them realistically, but I just wanted to have fun. So instead, I outlined them with my Staedtler pigment liners, and I drew faces and the texture on the underside of the mushrooms. First, I roughly sketched them out with pencils, and then I outlined them. And to color them in, because they were doing such a great job, I went ahead and used my Tombow dual brush pens again. I had so much fun. Get it? Mushroom? Okay, I'm a dork, but I really do like mushrooms. I played with a whole bunch of different color schemes because I only just recently got my Tombows, and although I did swatch them out, I didn't want to reference my swatches with this page. I just wanted to experiment, and I think they came out so cute. I fell in love with them as soon as I made each mushroom. I think my favorite is the face on the top right hand corner. She looks startled, and I love it. On top of adding the faces, I also wanted to add the texture or the print on top of the mushrooms, but I didn't put prints on all of them. But I think it's an essential part of a mushroom's picture. I know I already asked you to comment which fish was your favorite, but let me know which mushroom was your favorite. I love all of these so much. They make me so happy. And for the finishing touches, I just added some glitter jelly roll pen to different parts of the mushrooms, and I think it gave it the perfect finishing little oomph they needed. Last but certainly not least is page 99. It says, using cut paper, create an abstract drawing of flowers. You could try layering colors using tissue paper. I went ahead and went all in with collage. I grabbed my stash of old magazines and started looking through it. What I found right away is that eyes actually already have the shape of petals. So then I started looking for really pretty and interesting eye makeup. I also ended up finding really pretty nail polish, so I included those as well. I was actually really lucky to find a green lipstick bottle, so that would be the perfect stem. For the foundation, I used an actual flower because I really wanted to make it look full, and I thought that would be the perfect start to my flower. And then I just went from the largest eyes to the smallest, and I used a glue stick to stick everything down. For the finishing touches, I just used a Posca in yellow and Liquid Pearls by Ranger. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining me today and for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.